It's 10 a.m. by the studio clock. You're watching Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV with me, Tina Jha. Let's start with the headlines first. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley to make a statement in Lok Sabha on budget proposal to tax EPF withdrawals. This after severe criticism from the salaried class and sustained pressure from the opposition. The left front reaches an understanding with the Congress party in West Bengal to fight against the Trinamool Congress. CPI's Tripura wing, however, says there is no such tie-up. Big win for United States against Al-Shabaab militants in Somalia. 150 militants killed in US airstrikes. Pentagon uncertain about any civilian casualties. Maria Sharapova announces she failed a doping test at the Australian Open. Says she did not look at updated ban list before taking drug. Extent of sanctions against her yet to be known. And the World T20 Championships will kick-start today. 2 opening day encounters to be played at Nagpur. Well, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley is slated to make a statement in the Lok Sabha today over his budget announcement to levy tax on 60% of EPF withdrawals. There has been strong criticism of the proposal from the salaried class. The opposition termed the move a clear case of double taxation and called for immediate withdrawal. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi had led the charge, calling for immediate scrapping of the move. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has already assured the Lok Sabha that the government is seized of the concerns. Now, the EPFO has about 3.7 crore members, of which about 3 crore members are those in the earning category of 15,000 rupees and below. Explaining the rationale behind the budget proposal, Economic Affairs Secretary Shatikant Das had said the EPF has been exempt at all 3 stages of contribution, interest and withdrawal. It was originally meant for employees whose salaries are below 15,000 per month, but over the years, the benefit has been also utilized by people who are in much higher income brackets. And the Finance Minister has asked states in the country to reform or perish. Inaugurating the 2-day happening Haryana Global Investor Summit, Jaitley said that states must compete with each other to attract investments. Jaitley warned states that investors are not philanthropists. Jaitley also announced a host of steps to boost manufacturing and real estate sectors, said if there is an environment of any paralysis in the state and policies are not reforming, then investors will not invest in that state. He also said that Haryana has a more composite economy with a very large agricultural base. He also said that the state is slowly transforming into a manufacturing hub.
Those who are in a position to offer a more favorable economic, business and political environment to the investors certainly are states which are going to benefit. Reform or perish couldn't be more true than it is today.
News from the upcoming assembly elections now. The left front has said it has reached an understanding with the Congress party to fight jointly against the Trinamool Congress in the West Bengal assembly elections. The left front announced 116 out of 294 candidates who will contest in the forthcoming assembly polls. Only 4 out of 34 seats were filled in Malda and Murshidabad, the 2 districts considered to be Congress strongholds, further indicating the talks between the 2 parties are underway. The left front chairman Biman Bose called it a joint effort to remove the Trinamool Congress from the state. However, he pointed out that it was not a formal alliance and ruled out any joint campaign with the Congress party. The Congress, meanwhile, has set up a number of committees, including an election committee for Assam and West Bengal, ahead of polls to both states.
Congress party যেরকম তাদের সঙ্গে বোঝাপড়া হচ্ছে, বোঝাপড়া অ্যালায়েন্স আর ফ্রন্ট এক নয়, বারে বারে এই প্রশ্নে ধোঁয়াশা তৈরি করা হচ্ছে। তার মানে কংগ্রেস যদি তৃণমূল হাটাও এ রাজ্য বাঁচাও স্লোগানে বিশ্বাস করে তদনুযায়ী কাজ করবে।
The Tripura wing of the Communist Party of India, however, has denied any alliance with the Congress for the West Bengal polls. The party also declared its candidate for the lone Rajya Sabha seat from the state. CPIM State Secretary Bijan Dhar said the Congress party is still a party of monopolists, landlords and capitalists and denied any kind of alliance with them. He, however, did not shut the doors on a possible tie-up with the Grand Old Party in the future to fight what they call our upcoming fascist forces.
West Bengal Party is trying its best to topple this semi-fascist government. We do support this thing. And in Kerala, you are fighting against the Congress-led UDF. In Assam also, we are fighting the Congress government and have given call to defeat BJP to strengthen left and democratic forces there, Assam. So it is clear that there is no significant change or any situation we think of that we will not be fighting against the Congress here. They will be coming nearer to us and fight BJP. Not that situation is here.
Moving on to Jammu and Kashmir now. PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti has hinted further of going ahead with an alliance with the BJP in the state. She has said that the decision to form an alliance with the BJP was her father's decision and that decision is carved in stone. This statement comes a day after she said that she is not afraid of criticism levelled against her for allying with the Saffron Party. Mehbooba has said that the alliance has been built keeping in mind the welfare of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. She, however, added that it's important for a forward movement in the agenda of alliance between the two parties for a government formation in Jammu and Kashmir. Remember, the state has been under governor's rule since the 8th of January this year, following the demise of then Chief Minister Mufti Mohammed Saeed.
मेरे वालिद अपनी बात के पक्के थे, मैं भी उनकी बात के पक्की हूँ, मगर जहाँ उन्होंने एक अलायंस जोड़ा, एक रिश्ता जोड़ा बीजेपी के साथ, एनडीए के साथ, वहाँ उसमें एक एजेंडा ऑफ अलायंस बना है। कुछ हमने आपस में एक प्रोग्राम तय किया है जिसमें पेशरफ्त की ज़रूरत है। जिस वक्त वो पेशरफ्त होगी तो इंशाल्लाह जो मुफ्ती साहब का जो मकसद है, जो मुद्दा है, मैं उसको पूरा करने के लिए आगे बढ़ूंगी।
Moving away from politics, a group of women activists of the Bhumata Brigade who were heading towards the Triambakeshwar temple on Monday on the occasion of Mahashivratri were detained by the police. The reason being, the ancient temple does not allow women to enter its inner sanctum. Now, this centuries-old temple is a major shrine of Lord Shiva. It has 12 Jyotirlings and draws devotees from far and wide, especially on the Shivratri festival. But this group of about 100 women, led by activist Trupti Desai, were not allowed to enter the temple premises due to stiff resistance from the temple authorities as well as the local people. Temple priests claim it is not discrimination, but done in order to protect women, as the vibrations from some idols are harmful for women. Even in January, the activists of the Bhumata Brigade were blocked in a similar fashion on the road to the Shani Shingnapur temple in Ahmednagar, dedicated to Lord Shani. The locals, including women, had formed a human chain to keep the activists away from the temple. Such a resistance comes at a time when a petition challenging the ban on the entry of women in the popular Shabarimala Ayyappa temple in Kerala is pending before the Supreme Court.
आज इंटरनेशनल वुमेन डे भी है। हमारी महिलाएं आज भी तैयार है। हमने जो कहा था कि हम फिर से त्र्यंबकेश्वर के मंदिर में जाएंगे और आज फिर से प्रयास करेंगे, तो हम फिर से जो है हमारी गाड़ी जो है त्र्यंबकेश्वर के लिए हमने टर्न कर दी है और हम अभी मंदिर के लिए जाएंगे।
महिलाओं के प्रति ये विभेद जो कि ना तो संविधान देता है, ना धर्म देता है, ना भगवान देता है, ये विभेद बिल्कुल सरासर गलत है, अन्याय है। लगातार हम लोग ये बात कर रहे हैं और अपील कर रहे हैं कि आपको इस पूरी व्यवस्था को बदलना पड़ेगा।
He is our God, your God, everybody's God, women's God. There is no discrimination between a man and a woman in the eye of Lord. So that being that, you can't prevent lady. Every lady in this country has a right to worship.
300 साल से जैसे मंदिर बना है, जिन्होंने मंदिर बनाया है पेशवा ने, उनके घर की औरतें भी मंदिर में नहीं गई। आज तक यहाँ पे अच्छे अच्छे विद्वान लोग हैं, यहाँ किसी ने ऐसा सोचा भी नहीं कि कोई महिला ने कि मंदिर में जाना चाहिए। जो परंपरा है आगे भी चलती जाएगी।
हमारी पूर्व परंपरा है कि इधर महिलाओं को नहीं जाने देते हैं, इसलिए हम इधर कोई भी किसी से भी आप पूछो, कोई भी बोलेगा कि हम नहीं जाएंगे।
In fact, what we are hearing right now is that a second attempt by this group of women has been blocked and they have been taken into custody once again. Moving on to some other news, in a major setback for liquor baron Vijay Mallya, the Debt Recovery Tribunal has said he cannot withdraw $75 million received from Diageo till the case is disposed of. The DRT said this while giving out its order on SBI's plea, seeking the lending bank's first right over the money. Now, Mallya is to get the money, almost 515 crore rupees from Diageo, under an agreement that he will not buy any shares of Diageo-controlled United Spirits Limited for the next 5 years. Also, as part of the agreement, Mallya recently stepped down as USL chairman. Earlier, the Enforcement Directorate registered a money laundering case against Mallya and the chief financial officer of the now-defunct Kingfisher Airlines. The case was registered on the basis of a CBI probe into alleged willful default of 900 crore rupee loan in conspiracy with IDBI bank officials.
I, have a big ray of hope that my lost money in terms of the unpaid salaries to me and another thousands of people who worked and gave our heart and blood for Kingfisher Airlines, at least see a ray of hope that a statutory body like DRT has given this in favor of the borrowers as well as the employees of Kingfisher Airlines.
ये इस आदमी को 700 करोड़ रुपया, एक तो सारे के सारे जो एम्प्लॉय हैं उनका पैसा इसने नहीं दिया, बैंक का पैसा खा गया। ये राज किस तरह का है भाई? यानी इस आदमी को तत्काल गिरफ्तार करना चाहिए।
A look now at what else is slated to make news through the day in our segment, The Day Ahead. President Pranab Mukherjee will present this Stree Shakti Puraskar on the occasion of International Women's Day today. Instituted in 1991, the award carries a cash prize of 3 lakh rupees and a citation. The 87 Indians, mostly fishermen who were freed by Pakistan, will return home today. They will cross over after the issuance of travel documents by the Indian High Commission in Islamabad. The 87 Indians were released from a Karachi jail after over 2 years of detention. The National Green Tribunal will resume crucial hearing on pleas seeking cancellation of Sri Sri Ravi Shankar's Art of Living program. The 3-day World Culture Festival is being organized on the Yamuna floodplains to celebrate 35 years of the foundation. The NGT is also hearing a plea against the foundation's plan to release enzymes into 17 drains joining Yamuna for cleaning the river. We'll slip into a very short break here. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome. I'm Amritanshu Rai. You're watching Constitutionally Yours.
इस तरह का वातावरण बनाना पड़ेगा कि महिलाएं भी स्वयं आगे आए।
एमपी एमएलएस की चिंता है कि शिक्षा डेमोक्रेसी में धीरे धीरे आए या तेजी से आए।
क्यों नहीं हिंदुस्तान में कॉमन सिविल कोड लागू की जाए?
ये नहीं हो सकता कि सारी के सारी पॉपुलेशन एक सरीकी एक कल्चर में ढल जाए।
Join us as we try to understand contemporary issues related to the Constitution. Watch Constitutionally Yours on Rajya Sabha Television. Art arisen from a multi-hued cultural canvas. Tradition and cultural fervor dating back centuries. And encircling them all, there's a magic that awes. Embrace your nation's brilliant human warmth. Watch Colours of India, Sundays at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha Television.
Thanks for staying with us on Breakfast News. Now time for all the international updates. The Pentagon has confirmed at least 150 Al-Shabaab militants were killed in US drone strikes in Somalia. Speaking about the major gain over terrorists, the US officials said they had hit a terrorist training camp early on Saturday where a large-scale attack was being planned. The The training facility was nearly 120 miles north of Somalian capital Mogadishu. The US military is still estimating the death toll. They are uncertain if any civilian casualties took place.
Susanna, what I can tell you is that on Saturday, March 5th, the United States military conducted airstrikes in Somalia against Raso Camp, a training facility of al-Shabaab. The fighters who were scheduled to depart the camp pose an imminent threat to U.S. and African Union mission forces in Somalia. Their removal, the removal of those terrorist fighters, degrades al-Shabaab's ability to meet the group's objectives in Somalia, including recruiting new members, establishing bases, and planning attacks on U.S. and AMISOM forces.
Meanwhile, in Tunisia, nearly 53 people were killed in deadly clashes between government troops and extremists near the country's border with Libya on Monday. According to Tunisia's Interior Ministry, at least 28 attackers and 10 soldiers were killed, along with civilians. Militants targeted army barracks and national guards with heavy weapons and rocket-propelled grenades simultaneously. The Tunisian president called the attack unprecedented. He blamed neighboring Libya for the attacks. A dawn to dusk curfew has been imposed in the country. The border crossings also remain closed. Significantly, the militant attack comes just a week after Tunisian security officials began a military campaign following reports that terrorists sneaked into the country after Islamic State raids in Libya. Now, fears of Islamic State threat from Libya is high in Tunisia.
نتوجه له بالتعزية والإعاناتهم ونعتبروهم شهداء الوطن بما فيهم أبناء بعض من أبناء هذه الجهة جهة بنقردان وغيرها. سنين احنا نقولوا للشعب التونسي راهم مواطنينا في بنقردان وفي الجنوب هما راهم يعني سند للدولة.
Coming to Pakistan now, where at least 17 people were killed and 31 others injured after a suicide bomber blew himself up in a crowded court complex in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. Those killed include 6 women, 2 children and 2 policemen. The Jamaatul Ahrar, a splinter group of the banned Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, the TTP, claimed responsibility for the attack. It said it has carried out the attack to avenge the hanging of Mumtaz Qadri, the assassin who killed Punjab province governor Salman Taseer. Qadri was hanged on the 29th of February at a Rawalpindi jail after his appeal against the conviction was rejected by the Supreme Court. Now, at the time of the explosion, the courts were crowded after a break over the weekend. The police said the bomber was intercepted but managed to explode his vest wrapped around his body. A probe has immediately been launched.
आज जो वाक़या पेश है शबकदर की कचहरी में बहुत ही अफसोसनाक वाक़या है और मैंने खुद जाके साइट का भी विज़िट किया है, शबकदर हॉस्पिटल का भी विज़िट किया है। वहाँ पे ये बहुत ही जो शबकदर बाज़ार है बड़ा गुंजान आबाद इलाका है और ख़ासकर कचहरी में बहुत ज़्यादा रश होता है और ये भी मैं पुलिस की जवानों को सलाम पेश करता हूँ कि उन्होंने गेट पे खुदकुश को रोक लिया, वरना इससे ज़्यादा तबाही ये हो सकती थी। मगर जो लोग शहीद हुए हैं उनकी खानदानों के साथ हम दिली हमदर्दी का इजहार करते हैं।
The EU-Turkey summit on migrant crisis ended without any major breakthrough in Brussels. In fact, they have delayed a final decision on how to tackle the escalating migrant crisis. EU leaders expressed hopes that broad principles of a plan have been agreed, but they are still working on the details. German Chancellor Angela Merkel said the proposals could be a breakthrough if realized. The EU has been discussing on Turkey's offer to do more to stop illegal migration in return for more EU aid and accelerated EU membership talks for Ankara. Talks will now continue ahead of a long scheduled meeting on the 17th and 18th of March. Over 2.7 million refugees have currently sought shelter in Turkey. The EU wants Turkey to take back illegal migrants and impose strict patrol on its own waters. In return, Turkey wants the EU to accept 1 Syrian refugee from the Turkish soil for every migrant sent back through a resettlement scheme.
This new proposal, our objective is to rescue the lives of the refugees, to discourage and to those who want to misuse and exploit the desperate situation of the refugees, meaning human smugglers, to fight against human smugglers, and to have a new era in Turkish-EU relations.
Dieser türkische Vorschlag vom Premierminister vorbereitet ist
ein Durchbruch, wenn er realisiert wird, sozusagen diese Kette aufzubrechen zwischen dem Hineingehen in ein illegales.
We are expanding the area of activity into the territorial waters of Turkey and Greece in close coordination with both allies. So NATO is starting activities in territorial waters today. We are expanding our cooperation with the EU's border agency, Frontex, and we are expanding the numbers of ships in our deployment.
And for some more international updates, here's a quick world wrap. A Syrian or Russian airstrike on Monday is reported to have killed at least a dozen people and possibly many more at a market in northwestern Syria. The death toll is said to be rising. The attack is likely to strain the agreement meant to pave the way for peace talks. The United States on Monday said it took North Korean threats to use nuclear weapons seriously and urged Pyongyang to halt its provocations, including testing nuclear devices and long-range rockets. North Korea had yesterday renewed its nuclear threat warnings in the wake of joint US-South Korean military exercises. It was announced in a statement by the National Defense Commission of North Korea. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg on Monday announced that he will not mount a third-party run for the White House. Bloomberg was considered a potential who could have appealed to centrist voters, but he said he was worried that a three-person race would increase the chances that either Republican frontrunner Donald Trump or his party rival U.S. Senator Ted Cruz could win the White House. Debris believed to be from a Boeing 777 jet which is found off the coast of Mozambique will be taken to Australia for further probe. The part, which is suspected to be from the missing Malaysian Airlines flight MH370, will be examined by investigators involved in the search. Meanwhile, relatives of 12 Chinese passengers of the missing Malaysia Airlines have filed lawsuits in Beijing, asking the courts to help establish what exactly happened to the plane. And on to our top story from the world of sports, which has taken, of course, the sports fraternity by storm. Russian tennis star and former world #1 Maria Sharapova said that she has failed a drug test at the Australian Open. She said she failed the test due to a substance she has been taking for the last 10 years for health issues. The five-time Grand Slam champion tested positive for meldonium, which is used to treat diabetes and low magnesium, and was only banned by the World Anti-Doping Agency as of 1st January. Now, meldonium is used to treat chest pain and heart attacks, but some researchers have linked it to increased athletic performance and endurance. It is not approved in the United States, but is easily available in Russia, Latvia, and other countries in that region. The stunning news came a day after Sharapova's management team announced of a major announcement, which had many speculating that she was going to announce her retirement from professional tennis. Sharapova's penalties could range from a multi-year ban to a minimal sanction with no suspension if the officials believe she made an honest mistake.
I did fail the test, and I take full responsibility for it. For the past 10 years, I have been given a medicine called Mildronate by my doctor. It's very important for you to understand that for 10 years, this medicine was not on WADA's ban list, and I had been legally taking the medicine for the past 10 years. But on January 1st, the rules had changed, and meldonium became a prohibited substance, which I had not known.
On to cricket now. The 6th edition of the World T20 is set to get underway in India today. 8 teams will face off at the qualifier stage for a place in the Super 10. The main tournament will start from the 15th of March, with hosts India taking on New Zealand. But the match with Pakistan is still under shadows. Pakistan's 3-member team is in India to assess the security level at Dharamshala. It will submit a report to the Pakistani government, which will then decide about the team's participation in the T20 tournament. The 6th edition of the World T20 will get underway on March 8. 8 teams, including 2 test nations, will compete for the 2 Super 10 spots. The qualifying stage will see the 8 teams divided into 2 groups. Group A features Bangladesh, Ireland, Netherlands and Oman, while Afghanistan, Hong Kong, Scotland and Zimbabwe make up Group B. The opening day's qualifiers will see Zimbabwe and Hong Kong competing and a clash between Scotland and Afghanistan. Both matches will be played in Nagpur. Each team plays all the other in its group once, after which the top team from each group will progress to the Super 10 stage. The 2 teams will join the main groups consisting England, South Africa, Sri Lanka and West Indies in Group A and India, Pakistan, Australia and New Zealand in Group B. Bangladesh are the favourites to advance into the Super 10 stage from their group, following their superb performance in the recently concluded Asia Cup, in which they finished runners-up. The tournament proper will begin March 15th when India takes on New Zealand. The hosts will then take on arch-rivals Pakistan on March 19th, a match that is still under shadows. Their other matches will be against a qualifier on March 13th, followed by their final group match against Australia in Mohali on March 27th. India are the favourites to lift the title for a second time after a series of good performances in the T20 format. The hosts, however, will be wary of ODI World Champions Australia, who are eyeing their maiden title win at the tournament. Defending champions Sri Lanka suffered a minor setback with injury-ravaged pacer Lasith Malinga stepping down as the team's captain just ahead of the tournament. 35 matches will be played in the tournament, with Kolkata hosting the final on April 3rd. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Well, that's it from us in this bulletin. Thanks for your time.